Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Claudia. If you didn't already know, before I start this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This is my Love Island review recap, episode 22. Let's get straight into the episode, guys. So tonight was another very messy, I would say messy and chaotic, at times infuriating, but yeah, let's get into it. So obviously the firstish kind of scene was Shakira, Yasmin and Tony. Shakira was obviously talking to the girls and telling them how, annoyed and upset she's about the way Harry has gone on, and actually for her it's done. Like, the situation with her and Harry is done. That's basically what she tells the girls. Right. So then we see Alima and Meg, I think they were talking about the kiss. So Alima said that obviously she wanted to talk to Tony about the kiss and the challenge, because obviously Alima, kissed Harrison. And then Meg was like, yeah, I want to talk to Tony too. And generally, I was just thinking to myself, to be very honest, Meg, you've had plenty of opportunities to speak to Tony, but you've been given mean girl energy all this while. Now that Alima wants to talk to Tony, now you want to jump in as well. Yeah, okay then. Anyway, they start talking to Tony, and again, I just feel like Meg's energy was just so off. Alima was a little bit like, you know what, this is the situation, blah 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 blah. Just wanted to know how you're feeling. Tony goes, I don't really care. I didn't even think twice about it, or didn't even think about it or whatever. But as they were talking, Tony gets quite emotional and kind of walks off, understandably, so she walks off, and then later joins them again and they talk, and then yeah, everything is basically okay for now. Harrison, let me talk about Harrison. Harrison is a game player. I mean, if you guys haven't seen that Harrison is playing a game at this stage, and I don't know, he is playing a game. He's obviously tossing Tony and Helena around, but what finds it interesting is he's only 22. I'm not sure how old Tony is, but I do know that Helena is 30 years old. Surely, Helena, you cannot let this little boy just be playing you around like that. Are you that desperate? Anyway, so Helen and Harrison chat, and obviously he downplays everything, and obviously he tries to say to her it's not that deep with Tony. To be very honest, I believe him when he says that. He gets given the energy that he is gravitating more towards Helen. So yeah, he's definitely gravitating towards Helena more. He's given Helena more affection, more attention. That's what we're seeing. So I just feel like he genuinely likes Helena more than he likes Tony, but he's still trying to string Tony along, which really annoys me. It genuinely just annoys me. So obviously he downplays the whole situation to Helena. And then Harrison then also pulls Tony and tells her he likes her too, So obviously, Harrison is telling both of them pretty similar things, which I don't know, like, just man up. Listen, Harrison, if you want to be with Helena, just say so. Don't be stringing Tony along just because you feel sorry for her, or, she likes you, or you want to have another girl on you. Like, just let that go. This is just generally so childish. I can't be asked with this Harrison guy, honestly. I feel like Harrison is definitely starting to become a Love Island villain, because in the past we've seen this kind of behavior, and it doesn't go down very well. That's definitely the case, and I feel like Tony should just let this one go. Leave Helena to do what she wants to do at this point. I feel like Helena has no class. Helena has no boundaries. She's 30 years old and behaves like that. Okay, whatever. If she's 30 years old. If she isn't, then I apologize. I think she's 30, or maybe close to 30. Whatever the case is, she's a bit older in there. But I do feel like Tony should really just open her eyes. I feel like her instincts are telling her that there's something not right and that Harrison is not really into her the way she's into him. So listen to your instincts, girl. Just listen to your instincts, because what will happen is ultimately you will get burned. I can call it now. Harrison is not going to settle for Tony. Harrison is either going to go for Helena or even with someone completely different. He's just there to play a game. He's having fun. He's 22. He's young. He's not interested in having anything serious as it stands right now. Then we see a chat between Harry and Shakira. Obviously, she tries to end things with him because she's so upset about the situation with the whole kiss and the challenge. But she obviously feels also conflicted. Harrison somehow manages to make her not break up their relationship or whatever that is that they have. And then things are kind of okay for now. But you can tell that Shakira is quite skeptical about Harry, and it's just not 100% sure. But she's also seems that she's kind of falling for Harry now, or starting to fall for Harry. So it's a bit hard for her to kind of be like, you know what, I'm going to just walk away from the situation the way she walked away from Ben previously. So yeah, let's see how that goes, really. We then see a chat between Meg and Dijon. Meg obviously is a bit annoyed about the kiss. Dijon obviously even kind of grabbed Tony's back, or kind of realized when he's about to grab it, and then kind of caught himself and left it, kind of thing. So Meg obviously mentioned that. He obviously explains to her that, look, I did, caught onto it, and I didn't actually do it. So they have the usual little bicker, but it wasn't actually as bad, really. Even Dijon said that their communication has really improved and things are kind of looking okay for them. So yeah, Dijon and Meg are a couple that I haven't really believed in from the start, just because of things at the beginning, how Meg couldn't pronounce Dijon's name, how they kept bickering, how Dijon just keeps going, it basically has wandering eyes, and anything that comes in, or just, his attention continuously sways to other girls, and then he's still there saying that it is his Meg and he's still in love with Meg. Okay, he didn't say he's in love with Meg. Okay, let me not jump the gun here, but he did say that he obviously has, all his eyes are on Meg. So again, let's see how that one goes. I'm still not convinced about them, but they seem to be the only solid kind of couple in that villa. So yeah, let's see. Like I said before, I'm not a big fan of Meg, just because she continues to give mean girl energy. I feel like even today, with the chat that she invited herself to with Tony and Alima, again, I just felt like she was a bit cold, a bit mean girlish. I don't know. It's just she's given mean girl aura, and she hasn't convinced me. She hasn't changed that. And until she realizes she needs to be a lot nicer to people, she's not in my good books. Not that anyone cares, but I'm just saying my opinion. Anyway, they get a text. Everyone gets a text to gather around the fire pit, and that there will be a recoupling, and the boys would be choosing. We then see, obviously, it starts with Tommy. Tommy chooses Emily. Obviously, no surprises there. Giorgio chooses Jasmine. Again, not a surprise. Harry chooses Shakira, of course. And yeah, obviously that was expected. Dijon obviously chooses his Meg. I just actually put down that him saying my Meg kind of, it just cringes me out. I don't know what it is, but just stop saying my Meg. It's just weird. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, Ben then chooses Helena. Obviously, it was more like a friendship. Well, to me, it kind of seems like more like a friendship kind of. Harrison chooses Tony. But not gonna lie, like there was a moment where I was thinking, maybe the way Harrison has gone on like this whole Love Island villain, I was kind of thinking, choose Alima just for like the shock effect, because he's already been playing these games of Tony and Helena, and somehow Alima's come into the mix. But I think it's more like Alima liking him, but I don't know if he's enjoyed kissing her in the challenge. I don't know. I just felt like in that moment, if he had chosen Alima, that would have been great TV for us to see. But obviously, yeah, he chooses Tony. And then Connor obviously was left with choosing Alima. He gave a nice, sweet friendship speech. He obviously said not on a romantic level, but it was really sweet of him, how he made that speech, obviously. Then Harrison drama continues. Helena pulls Harrison for a chat, obviously. He admits that he had a whole speech for her, actually, for Helena. And was ready to obviously start sharing a bed with her and all of that stuff. And he was actually quite gutted that he didn't get that chance to. And this is what annoys me about Harrison. You say this to Helena, but then when Tony asks, you say something else to her. I just don't understand. Tony, obviously, yeah, I'll just put down, like I said before, Tony, please just walk away from the situation. Harrison is going to burn you. You're going to be the one just, as you said, looking silly because Harrison isn't ready. He's shown all the signs. He's been obviously more touchy-feely with Harrison in front of you and keeps giving you excuses when you talk to him. And obviously because you like him, you kind of buy it, but then you don't buy it. Listen to the other side. Listen to the, I don't really buy it, and you're just taking the mick right now. You're just trying to play games here. Walk away from it. You're better than that, Tony. Genuinely, you're better than that. So yeah, then challenge. Well, we go back to the whole challenge thing. Shakira obviously still says that she isn't really over Harry's action in the challenge kissing Helena. She just can't get over it, and she just feels uneasy about the whole situation. And yeah, so that they leave it as that. But you can tell Shakira is very unsure about Harry now because of what he did, and also because of his past. Rightly so. The guy can't be trusted. Every 2 seconds you run back to Helena, and you're not being fully honest. Clearly you have sexual tension with Helena. If you want to, explore that, then you have to you can explore that, but you can't. Yes, you can't drag Shakira along with this whole mess. Just leave her out of it, really. So obviously she addresses that again. He reassures her again, and yeah, they call it a day for then. Tony has a grown woman conversation. Oh yes, Tony and Helena have a grown up conversation and speak about this whole Harrison thing. Tony actually apologizes to Helena about how she reacted, which was, I guess, very mature of her to do. Even though I do understand where she was coming from when that whole thing was going down. They then both decide to call Harrison over to kind of, call him out on his kind of playing game situation. I think when he came over, it was a thing where Tony was trying to make him decide, like, you can't be liking us both, you can't be dating us both, but he wasn't really having it. He basically left it as, I like you both, and that's that, I'm exploring that. And I think he somehow then walked away, and that was that. So then we also see Emily and Tommy. They finally have their first kiss. That was a bit sweet, I think. And then, yeah, moving on to the iconic heartbreak challenge. So yeah, so that was a bit crazy. So was it, who started? I don't know. I was Tony. Tony started, and I didn't actually put anything down. But yeah, Tony started. She did actually quite well. I think all the guys, they did enjoy her little performance. And then it was Meg. Meanie Meg. That's what I'm going to call her. Meanie Meg, or Mean Girl Meg. I'm sorry, Meg. You looked really stiff. I mean, I don't envy you just because I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm not even being a hater or anything like that. But you did look stiff. I don't know if it was because you're nervous, but wow. Alima's body was giving everything that it needs to give. She looked amazing. She did a whole, I feel like she did a little bit too much, especially with, was it Harrison, where she was like rubbing like his hands on her boobs. I think it was giving, wow, like, whew. Anyways, Harrison, not Harrison, sorry, I was just talking about Alima doing that with Harrison, but yeah, Emily obviously gave a full-on show, and then obviously had Tommy, and did the whole thing with Tommy, and this whole cute, nice girl persona. I think she kind of threw that out the door for a moment and really showed us what she's made of. Shakira took it there, obviously, with Ben, and even whispered, do you miss me, to him. And then Helena took it to Harry. So apparently, Helena even whispered into Harry's ear, "Can't wait to F you." Um, yeah, it's definitely giving. They want each other, but they want each other in that way, in a more intimate way. Like, that is what is given. I feel like they are going to be perfect partners when it comes to just that side of things. But maybe Helena would want more, but I feel like Harry would only want her for that. And in the end, I think Helena will be the one that's constantly going to suffer, because Harry hasn't just got eyes for her. Harry's got eyes for her when it comes to that department, but not as in relationship-wise. So again, if Helen knows what's best for her, she would actually walk away from that situation too. But you do you, Helena, sorry. And then Jasmine, I feel like Jasmine is so funny. I think she's unintentionally funny. I think when they announced that when they got the text that they were going to do the heart rate challenge, she said something along the lines, everything in her life has boiled down to this challenge, or something along the lines of that. Not exactly my words, but I don't know, the girl is unintentionally funny, and I really like her. I'm really liking the girl. Also, I must say that her Jasmine's performance was actually quite good as well. I feel like she was definitely in her element there. Then it was the boys' turn. Ben obviously started. He went in with Shakira, obviously. Connor gave us a show. Wow, that guy is a showman. Tommy, yeah, he was decent. It was cute that he gave, Emily the bunch of flowers. I can see him doing cute things like that in a relationship. You can tell he's definitely a lover boy, and if he's with you, he will do sweet things like that. So yeah, bless him. Harrison was there lifting Tony, and straight after he he was grinding on Helena. But yeah, Georgia was an absolute mess. I what the hell was all this chocolate? And even all the girls were like, "Don't get that on me, don't get that on me." I mean, what, this guy is just, I don't know what to, I don't know. I can't even put words to it. But yeah, that was an absolute mess. Like, please. Dejan, obviously, he definitely showed Meg what is expected when they do take it there. If they do take it there. Yeah, she definitely got a taste of that. We all did, clearly. But yeah, anyway, moving on, we then see the results. Obviously, Ben's heart rate was raised the most by Alima. Harrison was raised the most by Tony. Tony was obviously getting so excited by that. But I was thinking to myself, Tony, don't get excited. That doesn't mean anything. That journey doesn't mean anything. Connor's heart rate was also raised by Tony. Giorgio's heart rate was raised by Yasmin. Dejan also Yasmin. Tommy, it was Tony. Harry, for Harry, it was Helena. Okay, definitely side-eyed there. Actually, why am I giving a side-eye? It's so obvious. With them two, they just like each other in that way. So we shouldn't all be surprised. We then see the girls' result. Alima's heart rate was raised by Harrison. Could there be a thing between Harrison and Alima? I'm not sure. I think Alima definitely is feeling Harrison a little bit. You can tell. But I don't know if Harrison feels the same about Alima. Yeah. Anyway, Shakira's heart rate was also raised by Harrison. Tony's was by Connor. Jasmine by Ben. And Emily, Tommy, Meg, Tommy, and Helena, Harry. Right, so yeah, that was kind of the end of it. I think, was it at the end where we see Shakira being a bit, obviously, she looked a bit disappointed, because obviously Helena's heart rate was also raised by Harry, and it was the other way around as well, vice versa. So it was just, I think she's just starting to realize, no, she can't continue. Who knows? We're going to see in the next episode. Obviously, my final thoughts, I put basically that. So yeah, my final thoughts are Harrison is definitely a red flag. Tony, you do deserve better, but you need to open your eyes, girl. Come on, you're mature enough to know better, right? Excuse me, Jasmine. I feel like Jasmine needs her own show at this point. She's absolutely hilarious. We love Jasmine. I'm team Jasmine now for sure. Also put down Shakira. I don't know. I did put down, like, you know, she's kind of realizing what's happening with the situation with Harry, and that she should walk away and kind of regain her power back. But at the same time, I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but who knows after what happened. Obviously tonight she may just walk away and hold her head up high, and she will find someone else. She's just, you know, an amazing girl. So yeah, Dejan, yeah, he's kind of giving grown man energy quietly. I feel like somehow he is actually doing what he needs to do very well. He's, you know, getting away with certain types of behavior, but he's just he's doing enough to still keep Megan where he wants her to be. Connor, yeah, Connor is just Connor. And yeah, my final thoughts on Harry and Helena. At this point, Harry and Helena, just get back together already and do whatever you need to do, and stop dragging people along, and just, yeah, do whatever you want to do. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video, and I see you tomorrow. Bye.